The 15-year anniversary of the passing of Biggie Smalls, a day I know, Fox, I know you remember where you were that day. I know I remember where I was. Where were you, Jan, when you found out the news that Biggie had passed?
I was home in my house. It actually was so funny. I had thrown a little Soul Train party because of the awards or whatever the case may be. So I had a couple of friends over, cooked chicken, little drinks or whatever the case may be. So actually, I was home. I had spoken to him like maybe a couple of hours before that, after the show. But before that happened, we spoke in between there. So it was kind of surreal for me. I couldn't really believe it.
At that point, were you guys just like friends who shared a daughter? What was your relationship like at that point?
I would say friends is not a strong enough word. We had a very great relationship.
You were very close.
Yeah. It was more than just us sharing a daughter. It's like he didn't call at that time to speak to his daughter. He called to speak to me. Mm-hmm. There were times when he would call just to speak to his daughter. That's fine. But at that point, he was calling me, joshing back and forth, did I look sexy, that type of thing, So, no, we had a good relationship.
I think the only time that we were able to even see B.I.G. in that light as a father in that role was with the movie Notorious. So your character was obviously in the movie, and then it came out. How did you feel that movie portrayed you? Did it do you any justice, or even the relationship that you guys had? Was it true to your story?
I would say 75%. They have to tweak it. It's a movie. It has to flow, or whatever the case may be. Some of the things that were insinuated, not in a negative way, just weren't true. You know what I mean? To me, the movie made it seem as if I was a teen parent, and I wasn't. I had my daughter when I was 22 years old.
That is sort of I felt.
That's interesting.
It kind of sped everything up and made it seem as if we met today,
it totally felt that way. I sort of assumed you guys were like 17 at the time,
No,
which I guess if I did the math doesn't make sense, but yeah.
No, I was 22, he was 21. We had been together for 4 years already. So it wasn't a fly-by-night thing. We had a relationship. We talked about it. It wasn't something that just happened and then we went with it, so. But as far as my feelings, I don't feel any negativity towards the movie.
When he was married to Faith and in that part of his life, do you guys still have a good relationship, and were you cool with Faith at the time,
No.
etc.? No.
I was not cool with Faith, meaning I hadn't met her. We didn't have any interaction. It was just strictly, I had a relationship with my daughter's father. He saw his daughter, but she didn't get integrated into the relationship yet.
Got you.
So what's it like now with you and Faith?
Now it's one big happy family. She's like I call her my wife-in-law. Like, everything is cool. I can't even imagine what the structure would be without her and the kids there.
Really?
It's just it feels so natural.
It does take a village.
And Tiana, does it feel the same way to you? And does CJ and Faith's children feel like your family?
Yeah, it's not like you said, you have half brothers. They're just my brothers and my sister. She's just my stepmom. It's just natural. They've always been there, so it's not an awkward thing. It's just naturally just family.
How old is CJ?
CJ is 15.
Okay, so he's younger than you, and I remember he starred in that movie. Mm-hmm. So did you guys actually go to the premiere and do the whole thing? And
we went to the premiere. I was on set with him when he was filming his parts and all that.
Now, Mom, what I wanted to know was after B.I.G. did pass, and with a lot of friends that he made during his career, what was that like with Bad Boy and Diddy and them taking care of the family? Because you were a single young mom at the time, and did people support you after he passed, or?
I was a single mom, but I was always independent. I had been working since I was 16. I don't know how to lean on people. I don't know how to ask for help. I only know how to do it.
Truly Brooklyn. You may still live in the Poconos, but you're from Brooklyn.
But at the same time, people did eat off of his music.
Of course.
And even after he passed, they still utilize his music and publishing and things like that. Right. But, did they even offer you any help after he passed? Mainly Diddy.
Oh, so we just gonna jump right in, huh?
Hey, I mean,
head first.
That's what Fox does.
Guess what, Fox? I can't swim. You done threw me in the water, but I don't know how to swim. So give me a life jacket or something.
Okay.
Well, after he passed, was there any help offered to you in any way?
Tiana has a trust fund in place for her education to make sure that that happens the way her father wanted. I don't want to say yay or nay. I want to say that, the politically correct thing to say is that my daughter's taken care of by her father. That's not to say that no one else has helped. That's just to say,
Well, so how about this? Have you had any issues getting the royalties that you deserve? No. So when Biggie's albums sell, which they continue to do, you're definitely taken care of in that regard.
Definitely. It's not like that.
And
we have relationships, but the way you guys worded it was like were we taken care of?
Right. No.
Father was taking care of
Absolutely.
us, not other people weren't coming up and saying, here's this, do you
Oh
need
yeah.
this? Here's this, do you need that?
Well, you don't need extra money if you're getting the money that you're owed from what Biggie made.
Right.
So everything's been good, and you guys have been. So that's another question. It's a whole different story for another day.
Shout out to Rosenberg.
Exactly. Jan, I got to ask you one more thing. We talked about your relationship with Faith Evans. What about, is there any relationship with you and Lil Kim?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Did you know?
We don't, okay, Faith and I have a common thread.
Yeah, that's what I don't. Okay,
we don't run in the same circles. I'm not at Fashion Week. I'm not.
You're not out dissing Nicki Minaj.
Exactly. I'm home raising my daughter, doing what mothers do. So we don't run in the same circles. We don't have a lot of the same friends in common. It's just no common thread there for us.
What about from back in the day from Brooklyn? You don't have any recollection of her? No.
Y'all taught me a new line, so y'all just gonna throw me in the water. I don't know how to swim.
You're perfect. You're swimming just right.
So I guess I can't throw in Charlie Baltimore in there.
Oh,
come on.
I believe if I saw her that we'd speak. There's no animosity there. There's no.
But the question is, where would she see Charlie Baltimore?
I've talked to Charlie Baltimore within the last month or so.
Really?
So the relationship is cool with Charlie.
Yeah, it's cool.
Where's she at?
Ooh, I think she lives in Atlanta. Or
Never
I know
true.
she's from Philly.
But there's no animosity.
No.
If you saw her, it's cool.
No.
But it's a different vibe with Kim.
On her side, I'm fine.
Okay.
People ask me that. Do you have a problem with Kim?
No.
No one has a problem.
No
with
one
Kim.
sees
No
Kim.
one
I
just
can set
sees
the
her.
scenario for you guys. If I saw her somewhere, I definitely would speak, and I'm sure she wouldn't speak back.
Gotcha. Perfect way to put that.